Uncover the saga of resilience and survival in the Great Famine. In this enlightening audiobook, you are invited on a journey back to the 1840s, to the heart of Ireland's darkest hour. Witness the profound impact of the Great Famine, an event that reshaped not only Ireland but also the world. Discover the roots of tragedy. Delve into the history of agriculture in Ireland and understand the deep-seated vulnerabilities of this nation. Explore the rise of colonialism and its grip on Irish life, which set the stage for a catastrophe. The catalyst of despair. Unearth the pivotal role of the humble potato, the lifeblood of Ireland's peasant class. Witness the arrival of the potato plague, a harbinger of doom that decimated crops and dreams alike. A crisis mismanaged. Analyze the British Empire's inadequate response, a blend of negligence and apathy that deepened the crisis. Feel the pulse of worldwide outrage and relief efforts as global communities rallied together in the face of human suffering. A ripple across oceans. Trace the exodus of 1 to 2 million Irish souls who sought refuge and a new beginning in distant lands, from North America to Australia. Discover how these brave immigrants shaped the United States during and after the Civil War and sowed new roots in the British Empire. Memorials and legacy. Visit the memorials that stand as poignant reminders of this epoch, keeping the memories alive across generations. Reflect on the long road to recovery and how the blight irrevocably changed Ireland, the US, and public health. This audiobook is not just a recount of history, it's also a tribute to the indomitable spirit of a people who faced unimaginable adversity. Their story is a testament to human resilience and a beacon of hope that shines through the darkest times. Here's an excerpt from the audiobook. Most of the Western world refers to one of the most devastating famines in recent Irish memory as the Great Famine or the Irish Potato Famine. However, in Ireland, the famine between 1845 and 1852 is called Gorta Mór, the Great Hunger, or Drochil, the Bad Times. As with most well-populated islands, the number of resources in Ireland is limited. The Irish rely on a lot of products and resources from the European continent. However, food has long been a necessity the Irish can produce in adequate amounts to feed the people who reside on the large island. Before the 20th century, when the weather or climate changed enough to damage or slow the growth of crops, it caused severe famines that had far-reaching consequences for the island's inhabitants, in part because the island was not accustomed to importing food in significant volumes. Chapter 1. A Brief History of Agriculture in Ireland. A more domestic lifestyle started in Ireland around 4000 BCE, a period known as the Neolithic Age and the New Stone Age. Initially, the primary focus was on livestock like goats, pigs, and sheep, and crops were largely limited to barley and wheat. This likely made life easier for the hunters and gatherers on the island. While Ireland may be a large island, food supplies would have been limited as the human population tried to increase. It is unknown who brought the concept of settling down in one region to the shores of Ireland, but it was an idea that became increasingly popular among the inhabitants as the centuries passed by. The fact they could have a more reliable food source likely persuaded people to settle, something that was happening across the European continent around the same time. The difference was that Ireland had its own unique conditions, and the climate made some food types easier to grow than others. Foods that flourished on the continent might not have taken so well to the Irish climate and soil. It was more of a process of trial and error in Ireland than it was in the continent, particularly as trade would have been harder to maintain. Initially, the farmers needed to make room for planting because the land was covered in dense forests that included oaks and elms, making this a difficult endeavor.